What's happening, Team MK Fitness? Today we're going to need a lacrosse ball. All right. If you do not have a lacrosse ball, I want you to improvise. If you got a tennis ball, use one of those. If you got a softball, use one of those. You can use a golf ball, any kind of ball, a little bit smaller. We're going to target the paraspinal muscles today. All right. Let's get started with that lacrosse ball. So we're going to work on the soft tissue work. The very first area we're going to target are these lumbar muscles. So if you kind of split the back in half, what we're going to do is go just a little bit below that and work all the way down to the hip. All right. So I want you to take that lacrosse ball, go ahead and place it just on one side. So if you lean over to one side, we're going to place it just outside the spine on that nice meaty muscle tissue. So the first thing I'm going to work on today is just applying a little bit of pressure. So I'm going to kind of sink down onto that ball. Again, we are targeting just off center. I'm working on that left side to begin. And I want you to just really try to soften the breath and start to really push that low back into the ball. And I want you to just go easy. We're not trying to force any kind of pain or discomfort or anything like that. We're just relaxing, really starting to dive into that soft tissue work. We're staying away from the bone itself. We're working on those muscles that straddle the spine here. Next thing I want you to do is we're going to elevate the hips just a little bit. I'm still maintaining contact with that ball, and I'm going to roll left and right. So basically, if I got that muscle right here, I'm just going to go back and forth over that muscle, side to side. And then to get a little bit higher and lower, I'm just going to kind of use my elbows to push off the floor. And I'm going to kind of wiggle up and down, side to side, working all up and down that lumbar column there. The lumbar is unique in its ability to both flex and extend, and it has very little motion as far as rotation goes, and what we want to do is make that musculature around it nice and supple, allow it to move. All right, next one I want you to do, I call this a double leg drop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that ball here. You can kind of move it around so that your ability to pick up the legs is here. And from there, we can do a double leg drop to the side, nice and slow, or you could even just go one leg. And what that's going to do is it's going to add a little bit of pressure as we drop to one side. And then we're going to bring it back around again. If you need to adjust that ball, or maybe you're not able to drop all the way down, that's okay. So maybe you're only able to just increase pressure to here. And relax back and forth. So we're just getting different waves of intensity right over the top of that muscle. And then the last one, this is one of my favorites. We're going to go feet back on the floor, and we're going to incorporate a little bit of a crunch. So we'll just go hands right here by the chest. From here, I want you to lift those shoulders up, relax back down. And so as we come back up, we're pushing that low back into the ground. We got our core engaged. We're getting that pressure on that paraspinal muscle. Good. I want you to shift it a little higher and lower. I'm going to work just a little bit lower this time. Again, same thing. Give me about 3 to 4 crunches. About a 2 to 3 second pause at the top. Beautiful. Let's do one more. Excellent. I want you to ease on off that ball. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So let's go ahead and place that ball again, working in that bottom third of the spine. All right, first thing I want you to do is just apply pressure. Focus on that breathing, taking that deep breath in. As you exhale through the mouth, push into that ball just a little bit. So trying to increase our tolerance with it. Making sure we're on, again, that soft tissue just off center to the spine. Next one, we're going to incorporate that side-to-side motion. So bring those feet underneath you. Elevate those hips just a couple inches off the floor. And we're just going to go side to side, nice and smooth. So you can adjust that pressure depending on how high those hips are. If you want to take a little bit off, bring those hips up a little higher. You want to sink down into that ball as you go. Again, you're going to wiggle those elbows, pushing off the floor, go a little high, a little low. You can even kind of walk those arms down to get little adjustments on that lumbar spine. We're just shaking the hips here. Good. Next one, we got that double leg drop. Adjust that ball where you need it. Nice and comfortable. We're going to drop the legs towards the ball and then back away. And I'm just kind of working small here. I'm not being too aggressive. Just enough to allow, as soon as my legs get here, I'm now on top of that ball, creating pressure through the system. Still working on breathing, nice and slow, smooth breaths. The last one, we're going to throw in that crunch. I'm going to readjust here. Start to elevate the shoulders off the floor. Back down and relax. I want you to give me about 3. Once you've done 3 crunches nice and slow, we're going to readjust that ball one more time. Go just a little bit lower. Same thing. Excellent. And let's go one more here. All right, next we're going to target the thoracic spine, so that's going to be just a little bit higher. You're looking at about this general area right here, right in the middle of the back. So we're going to go right at just around the shoulder blades, maybe just underneath. And we're going to do the same technique. So we're going to start out with that pressure. First thing I want you to do is just go right below the shoulder blade, but we're going to go close to the spine. So this one might elevate that torso up just a little bit, especially if you got a softball or something a little bit bigger than that lacrosse ball. So I want you to nice and slowly ease down onto that ball. If you're on a softball, you can still have the head elevated and press back onto it here. And just really soak down. Try to relax that musculature over the top of the ball. Let that ball sink just a little bit deeper into that paraspinal muscle. Perfect. So next one, instead of elevating the hips, this time we're going to keep our hips grounded. We're going to elevate the shoulders, and this one we're going to scrub side to side. So that scrub side to side again. If you've got that muscle, pretend like that muscle is real long and skinny. We're just going back and forth over that muscle. You can kind of wiggle those hips down to hit a little bit higher, a little bit lower. You can kind of work those hips back up. So you got 12 different vertebrae on that T spine, a little bit bigger area to work with. Perfect. All right, next one, we're going to incorporate that knee drop. I'm going to pull those knees a little bit closer to my chest this time. And I'm going to drop to one side, come back to the top. So by hovering those knees all the way over the top of the chest, we're going to be close to or directly over that ball. And then the last one, we're going to incorporate those crunches. Readjust where that ball is directly over the top of the paraspinal. You're going to come up, and what I want you to do is start to take the hands. You can go 1 or 2 hands and reach all the way back. It's going to help open up, come all the way up. Nice good crunch to take off the ball. All the way back, nice and slow. Perfect. Let's do one more. Excellent. Readjust one more time. This one feels good. I always feel like I can breathe a little bit better after some of that light tissue work here. Help the muscles of the back kind of glide, rotate, move about a little bit better. And good. We're going to do the same thing last time on the side. thoracic spine, staying in that middle. First one, applying pressure. I want you to relax into that ball. Really work that breath. Take another deep breath here, maybe readjust. Find which of those tissues needs it the most. Those really tight, sometimes uncomfortable ones are the ones that we're going to get the most relief from. All right, next we're going to do that scrub side to side. Elevate your body up. We're going to go side to side here. Working our way through that tissue. Again, readjust those hips, maybe scoot a little closer, a little bit farther, up and down. Get all up in there. Good. Let's incorporate that side to side drop. Get about 4 to 5 drops here. Holding those knees close to that chest. Good. Breathing out as you push into that ball. And the last one, we're going to go 3 crunches. We'll start overhead. Reach it up. Get a little relax off that ball. Reach over the top of the ball. Right here, I'm going just below the shoulder blade and to the inside. Working all of that area. So in that T spine, you got all kinds of things going on. So we're hitting a little bit of the traps at the very bottom. We're hitting some rhomboids. Good. Let's readjust that ball one more time. Up and down. So after this soft tissue work, we're going to work on 2 stretches to finish out the day. So I want you to go ahead, discard that ball off to the side. All right, the last 2 stretches, we're going to do first one, a lying knee to chest stretch. So what I want you to do is we're going to pull that knee in nice and tight. This leg is going to be straight. Try to keep that back of the knee close to the floor here. That foot's not hanging off to the side. We're going to keep it actively pointed up towards the ceiling. I want you to take a deep breath in. Try to hug it in a little bit tighter. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that opposite hand. We're going to pull that knee across the chest, keeping that back shoulder down. I want you to pay attention to this bottom leg. Make sure this bottom leg is straight and close to the midline. We're not bringing it all the way over here. I want to anchor this leg down and start to pull across. Get a good twist through that lumbar and a little bit of T-spine. All right, we're going to keep this hand on the leg. I want you to reach all the way up, touch the floor. We're going to reach 180 degrees all the way over 3 times. See if we can get the back of the arm to touch the floor, or as far as you can get it. Perfect. The last time by the side. Knee to chest stretch. Pull it in nice and close. Back of the leg, straighten it out, point that toe up to the sky. Taking that deep breath, pulling that knee a little bit closer to the chest. Good, one more time, let's go. Opposite hand to the knee. Holding that leg across the body, keeping both shoulders on the floor. Doesn't have to touch the floor here, we're just pulling it high. Getting some nice good rotation through that spine. Letting gravity do the work. Keeping that hand on the knee. We're going to take this open hand. We're going to reach it all the way across, touch the floor. Open up, give us a little bit of T-spine rotation through here. And last one. And relax, excellent. All right, I want you to spend about a minute here. You're just gonna lay relaxed, soak it in. Hopefully that spine is feeling nice and good. You got a little bit more rotation maybe when you stand up. See if you can move better, breathe better, and whatnot. So really take care of your body this week. Appreciate you guys sticking around for stretch and release. Hang tight, and we got more workouts for you this week. Appreciate you guys.